travel and whatnot. Some of you going to be staying put. Well, let's just say thousands of people are traveling right now for the holiday week. And what's interesting is, according to travel experts, traveling by car might be the cheapest way for you to get to where you need to be for Thanksgiving. Nearly 80 million people are going to travel this holiday week. That's up 1.7 million from 2023, according to the AAA, or to AAA, I should say. 71 million of those will choose to drive instead of fly because gas prices have lowered to below $3 a gallon for the first time since 2021 for a lot of places right now. So experts say the key this week is to figure out when you're going to get on the road, because you want to avoid the rush hour commutes when people are heading home and from work. And this is also the time where a lot of people are going to be traveling in and out of town. So we know how bad the traffic is already here in Atlanta. So take the typical morning and afternoon and evening commute traffic and then add the people who are coming in. It's going to be a hot mess, but AAA projecting a record 71.7 million people will travel by car for the holiday. So, Maria, for some of us, I'm just glad that I'll be staying in town and I won't have to be out there on the roads like that.
You have a lot of more worries as a host.
You're right about that. Exactly. Very good. Good perception there. So this time of year, a lot of times means office potlucks and holiday gatherings. They're back in full swing. People may have their thoughts about them. If you want to know my thoughts, I'll tell you in just a second. Matter of fact, I'll tell you right now, I'm not a huge fan of company potlucks, but I do love to host and I do love to have people over. These potlucks can bring people together, yes, but sometimes they can come with their own set of pitfalls, from food poisoning to unexpected allergens, because you never know what the food someone else made has in it or if they have handled it properly. For example, food should not be left out for more than 2 hours, because at that point you are welcoming the potential for bacteria, and everybody who takes a bite can get sick. That's according to experts. So in order to minimize any risk, the best advice is simple. Keep the hot foods hot, the cold foods cold, and avoid cross-contamination.
It's referred to as the danger zone, anywhere between 40 degrees to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, according to the CDC.
So experts say if you are eating those holiday favorites the next day, make sure you reheat all of those leftovers to 165 degrees. You can use a food thermometer if you really want to make sure, because I know a lot of us just put it in the microwave and say, yep, that'll do. But if you want to use a food thermometer, just to be sure, that will limit your exposure to any bacteria and whatnot. And the USDA also recommends using those cooked leftovers within 3 to 4 days.
A lot of important information, especially, as we're cooking, we don't remember that we got to look after those things,
Yes.
and exercise caution and not leave food out for too long as we're sitting around. So we have more resources surrounding Thanksgiving, whether you're flying, driving, whether you're hosting like Brooks is, on our website, AtlantaNewsFirst.com. But for the travelers at the world's busiest airport, I want to talk about the parking situation for a second, because we went down there yesterday and it is already feeling the effects of the holiday travel period. Now this week, finding a parking spot is going to be a little tougher. It's kind of almost like searching for a needle in a haystack, to put it gently. Atlanta News First Blake Devine was at the airport last night, where 3 of the 10 available parking lots already hit capacity.
We could soon see record-breaking crowds, as more than 4 million people are projected to fly in and out of Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport this week. Passenger parking could become quite coveted throughout the Thanksgiving travel rush.
I expect it to be crazy. Atlanta has a lot of traffic, so I expect the parking lots to be filled up pretty quick.
Gregory Crabb encourages people to plan ahead in order to ensure you have a spot, not just a seat.
Get here early. It probably will take a little bit, so go ahead and adjust.
We talked to Malika Reddy, who says finding one of the more than 32,000 airport parking spots is a challenge.
The lack of predictability of this particular parking lot, or just being on site, might be more of a challenge to navigate if you're cutting it close to your flight.
The airport staff is telling travelers that planning and patience goes a long way.
Avoid possible traffic congestion entirely by parking in our ATL West parking deck and having your party take the free SkyTrain shuttle for one stop to meet you there.
When it comes to picking up passengers, Charles Hoyle Jr. says short-term lots are much more convenient than waiting in long lines leading into arrivals.
You go in here and you pick up your loved ones, come back out, pay $3, $4, $5, $6 at the most, and enjoy your stay here at the world's best airport.
Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
And closing arguments in the YSL trial began this morning. It comes only 2 days before the 1-year mark since the trial began. Atlanta News First Sarah Hammond is at the Fulton County Courthouse, where we are in a much different place than we were 1 year ago.
The trial that once involved award-winning rapper Young Thug and several others is now down to just 2 co-defendants. And the defendants charged in this RICO case face multiple organized crime, weapons, and drug-related charges. Prosecutors have been attempting to show YSL, or Young Slime Life, is a criminal street gang responsible for multiple criminal offenses. Defense attorneys say YSL is not a gang, but simply the name of a record label, Young Stoner Life. Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, and 3 other co-defendants accepted plea deals last month, while DeMonte Kendrick and Shannon Stillwell's attorneys said they wanted to see the trial through until the end. Williams already spent more than a year and a half in jail while awaiting the trial.
I take full responsibility for, my crimes or my charges.
I don't believe that it is just, but I believe that under these circumstances, it is justice for Jeffrey Williams, and he is delighted, as are we.
And as part of the plea deal, Young Thug has to stay out of his hometown of Atlanta for the next 10 years. At the Fulton County Courthouse, I'm Sarah Hammond for Atlanta News First.
And here at Atlanta News First, we always like to get you prepared for whatever weather might be coming our way. So we have issued a first alert weather day for Thursday. I know that's Thanksgiving for so many of you, but that is why it's important for you to have the First Alert weather app downloaded and on your phone so you can get a full breakdown from our team of meteorologists on what this means and what you should be doing now to plan for Thanksgiving and everything that the weather system is going to bring to us Thursday. We have Atlanta News First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey joining us in 20 minutes for another installment of